Hey everybody, Alex at 5Kid Coaching. I'm going to show you how I like to have my eggs. So it's going to be a quite simple process. A little bit of avocado oil in a pan. This is the one time I'll use a non-stick pan. I'm not a big fan of it, but for eggs, it makes life easy. So as long as you don't have a bunch of scratches in there and it's an old pan, it's probably better. So I get that little bad boy going on medium-high heat. I'll crack 2 eggs inside. So 2 eggs is gonna have 12 grams of protein and 10 grams of fat. I want more protein, so I'm gonna use some egg whites. I get about a cup of egg whites. Just gonna add another 28 grams of protein. And that's how it's done. So I also like my eggs over easy. And this is where the trick comes in, the little culinary work. So what I do is I don't touch it. I don't scramble it. I let it set up. As you can see, it's starting to turn white. You really want it to set up pretty good. So usually during this process, I'm doing other things. Maybe if I'm having carbs, I'm getting some sourdough going, or if I'm cutting some fruit, I'm gonna do some grapefruit, or I'm having a sip of coffee. This probably, I don't know, we'll find out today how long it actually takes. And maybe we'll do a little fast forward, a little time lapse. Or I'll come up with something creative to talk about the entire time. The 40 grams of protein in the morning is a great start. You know, depending on how much protein you're targeting, whether you're a female or male, 30 to 40 grams of protein in the morning is a great way to get your day started. Some people do fasting. And fasting is a good tool to use for specific situations. It can help with inflammation. It can help with getting your blood sugar, your insulin control down. It can help with some fat metabolism for stubborn areas used appropriately. But even on fasting days of 18 to 20 hours, you still want to hit your target protein intake by the end of the day before you go to bed. So, I'll start my day with 40 grams of protein and 10 grams of fat. If I'm training that morning, I'll definitely add another 30 to 40 grams of carbohydrates from some form, so sourdough bread, or rice, sweet potatoes, things like that. And I'll have some grapefruit. So that's another carbohydrate. Fruit in itself would just be counted as carbs. It does have fiber, it does have a lot of vitamins, so it's a good choice for carbs. And you can start to see how it's starting to harden up around the edges. The trick is trying to get it as white as possible. I don't really like it too browned or caramelized. I like that soft, fluffy. So we'll see if I can pull it off this morning. It's always a trick. Patience is key. You'll start to see a nice, thick, white edge, but it's all wet on top. I want to get that wetness down underneath, so I'm going to slide over some of the white, and I'm going to tilt the pan, and now some of that liquid just went underneath. Okay, and the same thing on another corner, just like that. Okay, I'm going to rotate it, lift that corner up and tilt the pan, and you'll see those liquids go underneath there. Okay, so now there's less of that liquid that was on top. Now it's starting to come underneath and cook, almost like a layer of cooked. You move that out of the way, this stuff pours underneath. It gets cooked, and it gets cooked. So if you do that a couple of times until there's no more kind of like pouring off, there's no more watery egg white able to move, because when it's time to flip, you want to make sure that there's no liquid. It sometimes splatters. We'll see how it happens today. So we'll see where we're going to happen here. All right, so this is looking like pretty early in the stage. I could wait a couple seconds. But we're gonna try to flip this thing. So I'm gonna lift and receive. Just kind of like a power clean. You're gonna lift it and then receive it. All right, so we're gonna power clean these eggs. Bam, just like that. This is the stage where I like to add some sea salt. Pop. Not too much, but sodium's good for you, you know, it's an electrolyte. Now, the underside is cooking just enough. If I'm busy, once I flip, I'll shut it off, run and grab, do something, come back, maybe 60 seconds later. Just enough to where it's moving in the pan. So I'm gonna shut it off. There's a thing called carryover cooking. There's still heat from the cast iron underneath the pan. That's residually cooking or carrying over the cooking process. So the cooking doesn't just stop and arrest once you turn the heat off. Okay, so I just got I got some movement. We're gonna get up onto there. Whoop. There we go. And that's how I have probably 5 to 6 days a week my 40-gram eggs over easy. Oh, you guys wanna see it? Yeah, you wanna see it. Let's see what I did. I see there's a yolk right there. And we shall see how effective this, oh, look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's gonna be a sourdough morning. All right, guys. Thanks for watching 5 Fit Coaching.